Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Wednesday Call Live. Hosted today by our President and CEO, Andy Albright. Filmed in front of a live studio audience here in beautiful Burlington, North Carolina. Brought to you by AMP Studios, featuring the latest Alliance news and in-depth training. Now, let's hear it for our President and CEO, Andy Albright!
Crazy talk. All right, good to see y'all got enthusiasm today. I remember we played football in high school, and all the freshmen and the young people be screaming. They'd be like, "Y'all got energy now. Wait till 2-a-days." You know, it's like, you got energy now. Wait until you get to calling those leads, and nobody picks up the phone. You talking about, "I got to get something to eat." No, you need to keep calling. Yeah, I'm glad you got that enthusiasm. That's what it takes. I was, who was I talking to? I know, the television show that we're coming out with. October 22nd is the debut of Self-Made second season. And so we're filming that now, but Chad Harris is the owner and producer of that company. And by the way, it'll air on Amazon Prime. We don't know the time yet, we just know the date. But he said, the older I get, and the more I'm in business, you can't teach energy. You got to find people that have energy. People that are lazy or they don't get up and go. Like one of my interviews, just a heads up for people I'm interviewing, is if you can walk with me. I was always go like, I'm 54, and if you can't keep up with me and you're 24 or 27, when you get 54, we're just going to have to put you to pasture, Bo. You know what I'm saying? We just go ahead and shoot you when you're young. You know what I mean? But see, let me be clear. Like some people think, well, I'm just not like that. What I did when I was first starting in life and trying to make a living, I found out what was needed and I changed to adapt to become that person. All right. And a lot of people say, I don't want to become that person. I just want to be who I am. I am who I am. I'm the same redneck who likes hunting, fishing, loving every day. And you know what I'm saying? I mean, I'm the same dude, but I ain't going to walk slow. You know what I mean? And I'm not going to talk in circles. I'm going to say, this is what I want. You know what I mean? So I lined up those. So I don't want people to get discouraged when I'm saying how you are, because you can change like that. I had another mentor one time, and he said, here's the way you know if people want to change, Andy. And I was like, how's that? He said, if they change. He said, if they don't change, it's because they don't want to change. But people can flip in just like a second if they want to. And so there you go. First tips. Okay, so I'm glad y'all brought the energy. First of all, we have Hal and Ellen. These are energy people. Y'all come up here. I know y'all are about 54 also, which is good. We're in the same category.
I'm 54, he's the old one.
They got a lot of energy. And so tell them who y'all are and where y'all from and what's happening. And
Ellen and Hal Rosen from St. Louis, direct to the awesome Paul and Tamara Roberts.
That's right. And where do y'all live and how long y'all been with us? And
this is our 10th year, and it gets gooder and gooder every year.
That's right.
We love it today better than the day we got started. These two old people, you gave a reason to live.
And if we thought this was work, we'd quit.
Y'all ain't got to work.
No, it's fun. It's fun.
Y'all don't got to work. Y'all can hang out with your broke friends
That's right.
Well,
for the rest of your life. Couldn't you?
we have friends that are retired, and they're bored and boring.
That's right.
And we ain't never gonna be boring. I love when we'll go out once in a while with some of our retired friends, and they get in the car and they say, God, it seems like Sunday. And I turn to them and say, well, every day's Sunday, you don't do a damn. I'm sorry.
No, it's okay.
We can't take too much of them. We need to be around this group.
I'm with you fellas.
You know, our friends ask us all the time, why do we work so hard? Why do we work? Do you need the money? I said, well, we don't just work for the money, we work for kind of the fun. And going on the trips. I mean, seriously, we've been on many trips during our lifetime, and none of them are like the Alliance trips. When you're going with 250, 300 people, your friends, gosh, it's such a different feeling. It is. I can't wait for the Paris trip. I mean, that's just, in fact, you don't have a sticker with our name on yet. How come?
Are you up there?
No, we're not.
Y'all not up there yet?
No, we need 15,000 more.
I do have Jeremy and Amy Patton.
Super! Hey!
Jessica Phillips has now won.
Wow! Woo!
And Henry Borland has now won. So I'm going to let you put those up there, but y'all keep talking. I want to hear a little bit more from you. So y'all win trips every year. You're on track to win to Paris.
Yes, sir.
How does it feel, though, when you're walking around in Hawaii, these big hotels, and people just come up to y'all like celebrities, and don't they?
Yes, sir.
They don't know the truth. We're just like everybody else.
Yeah.
We fool them, don't we?
Yeah, that's right. But it's a lot of fun.
Yeah, it is a lot of fun. I mean, I keep saying fun, fun, fun. It is fun. The money's nice too, but
That's
the fun.
right.
You know, we don't play golf. We don't play tennis. You know, we work, and it's just fun for us, really. I mean,
We always tell people we're the two most boring people in the universe, but we love what we do. And that is such a blessing that you can wake up in the morning and be with the people that you love and do what you love. And it's all because of you, Andy.
that's right. We wake up, we can't wait for the next morning. You know, most people hate Sundays because they have to go back to work Monday. We love Sunday, we love Monday, we love Tuesday, every day. We wake up, we can't wait to see where we stand and what our sales have been paid on, and it's just amazing. It's just I wish I'd have found it more than 10 years ago.
It makes the time fly, don't it?
Oh, it does. It does.
I mean, I want it to slow down because we're having so much fun, but when you're having fun, it goes by, and next thing we got another trip coming up. We got going to Oregon next week, going to Chicago next week.
I love looking at this man's face as he's checking pending. That's my favorite time of the day. Just watching his face.
Okay, first of all, we got new people that don't even know what pending is. I remember when I heard pending. I was like, pending on y'all pay me.
That's right.
I'm not going to stay with this company pending on get a paycheck. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, I don't know about those religions that have a purgatory, where you're heaven and then there's a middle ground and then you go to hell or heaven. Well, that's what pending is. Pending's like purgatory, right?
That's right.
And you try to pray it through. You know what I mean? You'd have wished you'd have done better in the beginning. You wish you'd have done better before you got to purgatory, right? So either they're going to decline it and go to hell or approve it and go to heaven, right? St. Peter and the underwriters are all there together. So tell us about his face. What's he doing when he's looking at the list of pendings?
I'm going to call Forrester on this one.
I'm going to call St. Peter.
Call Forrester on this.
I'm going to call Paul.
It's all good. And it goes, it's all good.
Does he get mad at it?
Huh? He gets a
Does he say it? He does something. Does he say any bad words when he's looking at the pending?
No, it's only me who says bad.
She says, did you get paid on that one yet? Right?
Yeah. I can see him getting in there on that.
We just have
Now,
fun.
do y'all go to appointments together, or
Yeah.
just,
Oh,
you do? Y'all both?
We're a dog and pony show.
I got to kick her under the table, and it's time for her to shut up. I mean, she warms the people up. You know?
Does that work?
Oh, it works. Yeah, I sit there, and then I got to kick her to shut up. It's time to make the sale, and that's what it does.
Should I tell them the one thing I always say?
Tell it.
Prior to getting my license, you know, the 72-year-old lady got her license in March. And I hadn't studied since kindergarten. No. We were dating in high school. So if you think I was studying in high school, you got that wrong. So get our license. I got my license, but prior to that, I always said, I do the warm-up. And I always said, what he does, a monkey could do. Because all he does, go to the computer, figure out the prices. That's all.
He just does it. He's the one that signs
He
it.
signs it right.
But now you're licensed.
Now I'm licensed. So
That's
now I
awesome.
can talk.
She can talk legally now. But she's right. In the warm-up's the most important part, because they're already sold when she's talking.
So what are y'all doing here? Aren't y'all doing a show or video besides this show? What are y'all doing?
You're filming us.
Oh, we're doing a commercial.
the commercial.
Y'all gonna be in the commercial.
Of course,
right.
for young people.
For final expenses, who would they ask?
So we're doing our own final expense commercial that we're going to be running. So they're going to be stars in this show. That is fantastic. I'm so excited. Y'all going to be famous. Y'all going to be walking in a restaurant. People like, y'all get that insurance?
That's right.
Who do we send the bill to?
Ted Edwards.
That's right.
That is great. Well, I'm going to get y'all back up here, but if you would, put those stickers up anywhere you please. We didn't have any new Switzerland qualifiers. We only had 3 new Paris qualifiers. So we still got October, November, and December. Anybody can win, everybody can win, and we want you to win this all-expense-paid trip to Paris. So we're going to have a good time. Oh, shoot. Love y'all. Grab a seat. Thank you very much. That is Hal and Ellen. So the way I get this, I am in Chicago on Tuesday. We're doing a 2 to 5 training up there, and then we're doing a hot spot. And I know a lot of people coming in for that meeting, and we're taking the jet up. It's slam full. Chris Norris is on the plane with me. He is our Burlington Alliance Capital Management. So get your mind right, talking about annuities, talking about asset management. Chris is going to be with us on the whole trip. Ashland with the lead department is going to be there, and Rebecca Lixie from the ABTF is going to be there. And I know Diane Lampy's coming up in Chicago. I don't know who all else is coming up in Chicago. And then from there, we're going to Oregon, and we're doing a 3-day West Coast. So if you're on the West Coast or anywhere out that direction, we want you to come. It's going to be a special meeting. Jeff, you're in Chicago too. So Jeff Bright will be in Chicago also, and then Jeff Bright will be at the Instant Thunder in Oregon. And it's going to be a little bit different. We're not going to do the TWC from there. We're going to focus on the group that's there. Someone else will be filling in on the TWC, and someone will be filling in me on the activity call. So we're going to be 100% focused in Oregon. I know Tim and Gay Goat are coming up. It's going to be a little different because we've got more time and more ability to get deeper in the training if you're available to come to Oregon. So I'm excited about being up there. The following Monday, I will be in Las Vegas at night for the opportunity meeting. And then the next morning, so that'll be the 15th. The next morning, the 16th, we're doing a training from 9 a.m. until 1 p.m. So that'll be an intimate group also. The next big trip is November 5, 6, and 7. That is Kansas City, Houston, and then Lakeland, Florida. So get those on your calendar. All right. Oh, my goodness. What all is going on? We do not have the September contest finished yet. I do have updates. I want to show you those real quick. There's big money on the line for that contest. We've got I think is it $3,300 each? Do you know Terry Edwards? Yeah, there it is, 2018. No, I'm sorry, we were in, the September is $5,000. So $5,000 for the number one producer. This is in 3 different categories, $5,000. So September's still big money on the line. Let's look at those real quick. I'm not going to spend a lot of time with it, but I want to give you an idea who is winning that. All right, so this is crazy talk. Jordan Swindell, not Brant, has jumped up to number one in the producer contest. So we're talking about $5,000 opportunity. So I don't know if y'all know this, but this dude, 4 years, he did think of Justin Balick's biology, everything to be a doctor. He did that in 4 years and was the starting tackle. I don't know if he was left tackle, right tackle, but starting tackle at Kentucky. And so big dude, real sharp. His brother's real tall guy too. You see them together, they're kind of a just awesome duo at our events. So Jordan Swindell has popped up at 22,000, leading the country in sales. Now this is only for people that were hired in 2018. So we're running a contest. The number one producer gets $5,000 cash for only 1 month of production. Number two gets $3,000. The numbers go down: $5,000, $3,000, $2,500 to Dia. Jessica Phillips, right on track, who just won an all-expense trip to Paris. She started this year. Y'all hear me? This year she started. She's on track. She's already won an all-expense trip to Paris. On track to win a $3,000 bonus on top of $20,000 issue paid. For brand new people, let me help you there. If she's at the lowest commission, she's made $10,000 this month already. But she's been promoted several times. I don't know what level she's at, but she's probably in the $12,000 or $13,000 income. Dia at 16, Tim Long 15, Heather Huddleston, Richard Smith, Peter Orozco. Now, when you see this column right here, there's another contest running for recruiting. So Heather Huddleston is number 11 in recruiting, Richard Smith is number 3 in recruiting, and Peter Orozco is number 4. So if Peter's 4, he is on track to win $2,000 for recruiting because he would be this position, and then 7th is $900. So he's on track. This guy's on track for $2,900 bonus on top. What you got? Oh, I'm doing the wrong one? Oh, okay, because this is fourth quarter. My bad. Thank you, Chris. So this is the $5,000 is fourth quarter. Okay, so I want to be clear on that. Everybody knows that's been with us. So this is a $3,300, $2,500, $2,000, $1,500, $1,000, $500, $250. So it's $250 on this. Y'all tracking with me? So this is a $3,300 contest, $3,300 for 1 month. So Swindell's on track for $3,300. I can do it. Homer, Gloria, Dan Davis, Latasha, Mark Magyar, Kurt Richardson. Magyar is number 13, Dan Davis is 12. So when you see these people on the sales and the recruiting side, and I had a question that was given to me. It said, Andy, how do you balance sales and recruiting? So those are the two things that you do. It's kind of like, how do you balance using the bathroom and eating? You with me? You can't eat too much and not use the bathroom. And if you try to use the bathroom and had not eat, it ain't going to work. People think I'm crazy on this. Here's what you're doing. You're doing too much. It's not how you balance. It's how you balance everything else in your life. I'm going to keep coming back to that. But I want you to be sure that you see that these are doing it. Right. Somebody's figuring it out. You can figure it out. Okay. And I'm going to keep working with you. I ain't going to drop that on you. If I do, Terry, you hold me accountable. Terry, Alexander, Mia. All right, Mia. 8,000, Terry. You working with her? 17, she's number 17 of all the 2018 people. Christian Cameron, Gordon Biggums, Travis, Megan Cheddar. I just love that name right there, Cheddar. It don't look like cheddar to me. Vanessa, Jamie Harris, Jared Gonzalez, Saleh, I think it's Saleh Key, Caitlin, Sean Jean, Dennis Lyons, Ashley Cheney, Tom Tooth, Jamarlo Moore, Charlene Preston, and 33 Anna. So that's where we stop paying money. Let's go to the recruiting for 2018 people. Thank you, sir. Okay, $3,300. Remember we talked about this last week. One issue paid was tied. Look how far, tied. All that is you hired a person, got them to selling insurance. All these people have found one more person and got them started. DePaulo has 2. DePaulo went from where he is to number 1, $3,300, just getting one more person to sell. So if any of these people, they're going to pop right up to number 2 unless they've got somebody whose issue paid one more over here. See, DePaulo don't have anybody else. So if Javon gets it, Javon's going to win because that goes to a 2. The tiebreaker comes here. If Richard Smith gets one more, he's going to, if he can push somebody over here, he would be number 1. So tight race at number 1. Orozco, not too far out. Orozco, if you could pop this to 2 and then get one more person selling 10, you with me? What most people don't get, and it's hard to understand this, life is inches, life is a second, life is a minor improvement. I have a friend named Nito Quabain, and he runs the university. And so we're up there, and he's trying to talk my son into going to the university, and really he's just telling us how he operates, which is hilarious. And he put a 5-star restaurant in his part of his university where the kids go eat there. He said, because when you're trying to decide who you're interviewing and you're an employer and you see a person that don't know how to use a fork, don't know what drink to take, don't know how to sit, they don't know where to put the napkins, on and on, he said, you're going to give it to that kid, that person who has a slight advantage. So what I'm trying to do in these contests is constantly try to show you you're usually 1%, 3%, one more phone call, one more hug, one more conversation, one more interview, one more away from a big-time victory. And you never know when it's going to hit. And when people let up in a ball game, let up in a football game, let up in life, that one little bit, and they come in second or they come in 22nd, and they could have won. You with me? It's just that if I can beat it into my kids, I got a 23-year-old and 20-year-old, if I can beat it into them, like, you got to do that one more. Richard Smith, Roscoe, Ada is hanging in there. Elizabeth, look at all these ones. Nisha, Sharon, Edward, Cameron, Heather, Dan Davis, Maggie R., Willie, Lemuel 1, Randy Hunt 1, Trevor 1, Sarah 1, Cheryl 1, Beth, Ariel, Yolanda, Charles. Look at all these ones. Horace, Travis Littlejohn, Teresa Barham, Katrina, Charlotte, Bruce, James O'Barr. Look at this. Andrew, Trevor, all the way, look at this, ones, all the way down to number 35. One more person selling shoots you up to number 2, and instead of 0, you get $2,500. $2,500, one person that you hired, get them selling. Now, we're running the same contest for the 4th quarter, so 90 days, you're going to see the same junk. It's going to be so jammed up, and you're going to be like, I could do it, I could do it. Will you do it, comes the question. Jeff Bright, he sells it as ambition and initiative. I say I want both of them. But it don't take much initiative to get one. You ain't got to be that ambitious. Just take some initiative and you can figure out how to get to the top. And for the 4th quarter, that comes back to the $5,000. So for $5,000 for number 1, $3,000 for number 2. So we'll actually, I want to tell y'all, all of this will be posted on Band immediately after. So you can see all your details, the amount of contest, the top 33 are going to be posted right after this. So I'm asking Chris Shepard to get those posted on Band right after this so people can go in and see their numbers. But I want to give you a chance to show you on TV. Okay, Billy, let's go to 2017 production. All right, so this says that Jordan Swindell not only beat everybody in 2018, he's now ahead of everybody that was hired in 2017 also. Brian Rojas was hired in 2017. He's winning of all the 2017 people, but he ain't beating Jordan. Jessica has moved into the 2017. So basically, they beat all their people. Now they're moving up into 17. Eric Paul Cruz, Dia has moved in. Tim Long has moved in. Castor. If I'm the 2017 people, I'm not happy about this, that freshmen come in and taking my playing time. Brand new people that ain't never seen insurance have come in and smoking me. I'm not happy with that. Ron Castor, Borland, Blake, Dan, Heather's moved up here. Richard Smith, look, Richard has moved into the recruiting and the sales for 2017. Bubba Skinner, James Bubba Skinner, Peter Orozco, Liz Brown. If I'm Bubba, I'm saying, what is it that this boy's doing better than me? Now, it's such a contradiction. Is it Stephen? What's Stephen? Stephen. It's such a contradiction. I tell people, do the best you can do. Don't worry about the other people. But I'm still looking at them going, how's he do that? What did he do? What am I doing wrong? How do I make a correction? Is it Cameron? Do you do that? Or do you just 100% compete with yourself? Both. I agree. It's a contradiction, but it's the truth. Do the best you can do, and then don't worry about it. But if we find out they've got a shortcut, if we find out they know a different way, why not copy that person? Why keep beating yourself up when they've got a way to do it? So the trick is to find out what they're doing. Okay? Now, and what I'm going to tell you is it's time they put in, but it's really wasted time that you're dying. It's not that, like if you're working 8 hours and he's working 8 hours, it's not that you're only working 2. Sometimes you're working 8, he's working 8, but he's doing a different thing than you're doing. That's what I'm going to try to hammer on. The subject today was, do you recognize Alliance Aiden before, like when you're interviewing, and then do you recognize them after? How do you tell if you've got an ideal running back? Do you have an ideal quarterback? Do you have an ideal shooting guard? Do you have an ideal vice president? How do you tell? Because you're building your team. So my evaluation is, these guys are my people, except for I don't see recruiting, so I look down in here and I'm thinking Peter, Richard, Heather. You with me? In other words, I'm not looking at Peter's color, like is this a black guy, is this a Chinese guy, is this an old guy, is this a young guy. This is after he got through the doors. Now I'm watching the numbers. Now it's statistics, not politics. I loved it. When I got involved in this business, I was like, y'all going to base it on what I do? Not my accent? I ain't got no accent anyway. Y'all the ones that got the accent. I talk the way you're supposed to talk. You mean to tell me I'm going to get graded on my numbers? I was so excited because I put some numbers up. You with me? Okay, so Liz Brown, numbers. Homer, Rachel Burke, Anthony Diaz, putting up the numbers. Gloria, Roseanne, Jamal, Dan Davis, Zach Wright, Latasha, Mark Magyar, Kurt Richardson, Paul Van Thoff. Paul, yeah. Numbers, baby. We're talking numbers. Letitia Duarte, how you say that? Duarte? I've been taught how to say it. Marcy Hicks, Trina, Michelle Penn, Megan Wood, Alexander. Look, all these people coming up strong into the 2017. Let's do the veterans real quick. People that have been here forever, at least more than 2 years. Sarge is leading the pack. Minerve, I've been looking for Minerve. Minerve coming up here, number 2 in the country. Paul Epstein, number 3. James Coleman, Jeremy Patton, Joe Dukes. Hey, nobody has, there's where Jordan is. Jordan is number 13 in the country compared to all brand new people and all veterans. That's good stuff right there. There's his brother, Brant. So you got Brant Swindell right here, who's been with us several years, and now he's got his younger brother coming on, number 9 and number 13 in the company. What if these guys just tag teamed it and just built a dynasty together? Wouldn't that be cool? James Alara, Adam Katz, did I mention Andershock, Joe Dukes? Make sure you get all these guys in here. Brian Rojas coming on strong. This guy right here, I mean, I want to, his story at National Convention is going to be awesome. Brian, I'm proud of what you're doing. Dr. Martha Batorsky, Belair, Jessica Phillips, Paul Manichino, Steve Memorides, Marty Doge, Mark Hutchinson, Dante Williams. Dante Williams, y'all know this guy was the water boy at Paul Roberts' office. By that, I mean, you know the guys that bring in the jugs of water? He's bringing in the jug of water. They're doing a meeting like this. He's putting in the water, and he taps the guy on the arm and says, hey, what y'all do? They said, well, we got these leads. We sell insurance. He said, I want to do it. Now here he is. Now he is number 22 in the United States of America in this contest that nobody's talking to this dude. I don't know if they thought he was too short, too tall, too dark, too light, too much sex, not enough sex. Wrong sex, I meant to say. I always get that confused. I didn't know if he was looking for a girl and he was a boy, looking for a boy. You know what I mean? I don't know what they were thinking, but they didn't pick him. He picked himself, and from then on out, we look at the numbers. Travis, Carrie, Joe, Gustavo, Dia Gandor, number 29 in the country. Kelly Haney, kicking butt. Michelle Alleman, and Dylan Gana, and Mac Judy. Here's another thing. Michelle Alleman, she's leading the United States of America in production, okay? She's doing the most production in the country. But this month, she's ranked 31. Don't panic. She's not panicking. I'm not panicking. You with me? But she's taking so many bonus money. Let's do veterans for recruiting. Tim Law is number 36 in the country. Not bad. Andershock. So he's number 1 in recruiting, number 7 in sales. What is he doing differently than other people? Noel Leventovich, Brandon Beal, Michael Owens, Kyle Cater. That was Kyle right there. Stephen Davies. So by the way, look at the difference. Andershock has 6 new legs, issue paid business. The number 1 for the rookies was 2. And now he's got 6. So let's see, 2 start right here. And there's where David is, David DiPaolo. He's got 2 new people, but he's got zeros over here. That's why these 2s are ranked up higher. And what this is a new person that got started, has written 3 apps, a new person that's written 5, or a new person that's written 3. So that's how you move up in those numbers. Kyle Cater, Stephen Davies, Frederick, Patzer, Fitzgerald, Margison, Stott Ducharme, Abian, G. Chris, Marty Doge on both sides, recruiting and sales. Katz on both sides, recruiting and sales. Tanya Tobias, Junior Korea, both sides. David DiPaolo, here he is on recruiting at 2 and 1,000 on sales. DiPaolo, that's like, you can do that. But what's happening is there's something he's not doing or there's something he's doing that's slowing down his progress. The idea is for him to self-evaluate. I'm going to try to teach it, but I'm not going to get in anybody. I'm going to try not to get in anybody's face. Belinda McKennell, Elizabeth Williams, Tony Pierce, Belle Krause. Look at this. Michael Lee, Steve Thompson, James Hill. James, you back there somewhere?
Yes, sir.
I hear you, Bo. Olga Mathis, Dustin Craig, Terry Edwards right there. Julie Heimer, Javon Dawkins, Melissa Imami, and Richard Smith, and Alain Germain. All right. Okay, so this contest, $3,300. There's $100,000 to be given away. We've got 3 more days of production that'll come in, so next week we should be able to give you all the results of the September contest. Oh, I want to do briefly the Good Samaritan bonus. So every month we give away, we want to give away $25,000 or $30,000. Right now we're on track to give away $7,300. Where I'm losing it is you must have a person get their first issue paid. So I have people that have sold enough insurance, but they hadn't got one person to do the issue paid, and that's costing us around $21,000. So you've sold enough insurance to justify me giving a $100 donation or a $250 donation to your favorite charity, but you need to hire one person and get them to sell one policy and issue paid, and that'll unleash another $21,000 of charity money to any charity you pick. But I got to have the requirements to give that money to the charity. So I'm going to do a couple people. So $27,000, Jeremy Patton has got the $300, and George Andershock has 6 people issue paid. We've got enough people that have enough issue paid, but they don't have this first issue. They don't have somebody new selling. So just keep that in mind. You're doing more for charities if you can find another person to issue pay business. Okay. All right, good enough on Good Samaritan. Let's get into the subject that we want to talk about today, which is recognizing Alliance Aiden. I haven't done this much, and I'm not going to do it a lot, but here is Alliance Aiden, right here. And I am not, okay, we're going to move away from, this is who we're looking for, okay? So I do this several different ways. I'm going to talk about this in Oregon. It's you're sorting through people looking to determine if they're this Alliance Aiden. Now there's got a picture, and it's also got some descriptions beside him on who he is. One of my favorite things of having some money in the bank and having cash flow coming in is owning a jet and offering the Wolfpack football coach and basketball coach to fly on it to recruit. So I fly with them, and I'm talking to them about what we're looking for. So they'll go to a basketball game. We go to these high school games, we go up north and down in Florida, and we don't look at everybody because they do this. Nope, 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 nope. But when these kids come up to them, they're encouraging, you can do anything, you can be a superstar, but they ain't giving them no scholarship. What's happening with a lot of people is they're getting sucked into the wrong people, and they're hoping they're going to make Magic Johnson. They're going to do a miracle because this kid's 5'2". They think he's the next, I don't know, it's crazy I know these two names, but thinking he's the next Tyrone Bogues or thinking he's the next Spud Webb. And if you ain't been around a long time, I don't know current people. That's just before I was trying to make millions, I was trying to memorize basketball players' names. Now I don't give a crap who they are. I'm trying to make me millions, you know. I want to tell you, last week I said one of my favorite things is I had a Wolfpack cup, and I said, you know what? I should have a TWC cup. This was last week. And I came in today and I had a TWC cup. I said, I love my job. What about people that don't love their job? I love my job. All right. So take me to a drawing board. I'm gonna try to do it, Billy, but I'm scared I'm gonna mess up. Boom, yow. That's what I'm talking about. So, what we're talking about is you building your own business. I don't know what happened. Okay, you building your own business. I wonder if this eraser works. Yeah, that works. I'm impressed. Yeah, okay. So you're building your own business. So your job is to go out and sell, and your job is to build an organization of high-quality people. So you now have a poster of who you're looking for. I'm not going to go through everything. And by the way, if you don't have, and I talk to people, when I go to Oregon, I'll be talking to a sharp person. I go, have you got a poster? They'll be like, what are you talking about? And I say, and I'll pull it on my phone, I show it to them, and they go, no, my upline ain't give me one. And I'm like, who are you hired by? Because there's only two things you're trying to really do in the beginning, which is sell and recruit. You go out there and print $100,000 income and go build an agency, help this guy make $100,000, and you're getting a percentage, you're getting override money. This is how you create a multi-million-dollar income in 14 months, in 18 months, in 24 months. You can create $80,000 a month coming in. But if you've been around for 2 weeks or 3 weeks or 4 weeks, and the person you're talking to ain't told you what you're looking for, who are you trying to put as a point guard? You with me? Like, your job is to build your team. If you've ever been at home watching a football game, so if I coach, I'd tell you what I do. I'll tell you right now what I do. And you get a head shake going. Or if I ran the company, here's who I'd fire and who I'd hire. If you're ice hockey, my son, he's big in ice hockey. He's got his opinion of how the Carolina Hurricanes supposed to run the company. The problem is he don't run that company. You run this company. And if I hire you to be an agent, I want to tell you specifically what you need to go after. Okay? You guys struggle with this, but now you're getting the right method, right, Hal and Ellen? Yes? Paul Roberts tells me y'all starting to get this. When I hire somebody, so if this is Andy, okay, if I hire you, the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to give you a picture of what we're looking for. I'm going to say, this is Alliance Aiden, okay? Now, I'm also going to teach you, maybe I'm going to teach you the 4 basics. Maybe I'm going to teach you a lot of other things. And that is where the time comes in. All right. Here, what's your name? Josh. Here's who you hired by, Josh.
Jacob Collier.
Jacob Collier. What's your last name? Maffeo. Where are you from?
Burlington, North Carolina.
Burlington. Okay. Come here, Josh. Let me talk to you a minute. And are you licensed? Tell every. Okay, so yes, I'm gonna try to do better this time. So you need to hold the mic about that far from your mouth, because if you take it this far, it don't pick up.
Yes, sir.
Does that make sense?
Yes, sir.
And if you're talking like this, it really don't work good either. See, I've got a mic right here, so I don't have to have one, so that's okay.
Yes, sir.
So tell them who you are and who you hired by.
I'm Josh Maffeo. I was hired by Jacob Kohler.
Mm-hmm.
I'm originally from Burlington, North Carolina. I'm a East Carolina almost graduate.
Oh, yeah?
Yes, sir.
How far along are you?
1 more semester.
Are you living down there?
I'm actually here in Burlington right now. I go to UNCG, but I'm going to transfer back and graduate this next semester.
So you'll be there spring semester?
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right, good deal. What are you majoring in?
Right now, communication.
Okay. All right. Go to the other side of this board. Just step over this way.
Yes, sir.
So I want to walk you through. So you're brand new. Are you finished license yet?
No, sir. I just applied for my scheduled test yesterday.
How do we find you?
I actually used to work with Jacob at Chick-fil-A for the past 7 years.
Did he call you, or did you touch base with him?
He called me.
Where's Jacob? Somewhere else? Not in here? Good job, Jacob. He's watching. Okay. So the way this works, my job is to build an agency. So I've got massive people that are doing millions of dollars that I've hired over the years, right? So these are huge organizations that go across the country. Then what I'm doing is I draw a line and I'm putting in new organizations and getting them started. So I'm busy with a lot of different things. So I've hired good people like Pam Parrish, Jacob Collier, and I get the commissions, I pay them, they're helping me find more good people. Okay? If you are getting started, your job is to find the original people. So with Jacob, I've given Jacob this same poster and said, go find me that guy. Does that make sense? Here's what people do. They find people, first of all, they start calling resumes, and people say, tell me more about this company. And then Jacob starts telling them about the company. I call it throwing up. Okay? Blah, blah, blah. We're the greatest company in the world, and you should meet our owner. He's got the coolest cufflinks, and we've got leads, and we're an awesome culture. And they say, what's my commission? How do I get my leads? Do I have to go out at night? Is there quotas? And you don't know what to say to all this. And so it kills you because you're interviewing, you are interviewing, and they are asking you questions. This is not what you want to do. When you pick up the phone, you're the guy in charge, and what I want to tell you what to say so that you can hire the best kids to play on your basketball team and your football team. Does that make sense?
Yes, sir.
Now, when you look at these great football programs, they have a great culture, but what happened is most of the time the coach, like when Krzyzewski, everybody think Duke has always been Duke. Duke sucked, okay? They were terrible, and Krzyzewski comes in as a young guy. I think he was in his late 20s, I don't even think he was 30-some years old, and he did what I'm telling you. He went out and started interviewing the right people and brought in the right kids into the program until he built this culture. Now it's way easy for him. So the boss man, how you say it? Nick. That's how you say it. Nick. Nick like a boss. How you say it? Tofflin boss? Tofflin boss. So Nick Tofflin boss, you're sitting here going like, gosh, look at who Andy's got, who he's hiring. I can't find those. I'm going to tell you how to find them. That's the whole program today is, how do you find the right ones? Because most people spend all their time with the wrong ones, and they don't have the time for the right ones. I was talking to my staff, my ABTF, let's go back over here, to my staff, the people that I've hired that work in my office, and here's what I told them. Most of them they've got these friends that are worthless, and they're going nowhere, they're broke, they're video addicts, they're drug addicts, they just have terrible habits. But my staff is friends with these people, and they don't have time to build a friendship here. Okay? The next thing they do crazy is they hire these people that want this business so bad. They love the business, and they tie up all of your time, and they do nothing. You with me?
Yes, sir.
So they're hiring the wrong people that drive them crazy, and then I'm mad at them because they don't have any good people. But they've got people that love them and will do anything they say. The problem is they don't look, act, function, breathe, smell, talk like Alliance Aiden. You with me? Yeah. They're recruiting the wrong people because they're easy.
That's right. That's right.
And is Bright in here? Bright, come up here because I'm probably going to get in trouble with this a little bit. I don't want to go. If I go to jail, I want to have somebody with me that's a friend of mine. They call it profiling. He said that he teaches over at the police department, and he says this is the type cop we want to recruit. And then he said, we need to give your recruiters a profile for the type of, no profiling. We can't profile, right?
Right. Yeah.
But in fact, it's a profile. So I told him about Law and Order. So on Law and Order, they profile in a minute. They're like, let me give you the profile of who's killing all these people.
See, he does watch television.
Right? So I'm like, profiling is okay, but he says profiling, you like that?
Yeah,
He says profiling is not okay.
It's not all right to say it. They do it. You just don't say it. That was a no-no word. There's a lot of no-no words, but that was a big one. It's like targeting. But we're talking about criminals, right? We're talking about agents.
So this is a guy, how many years in sociology, Phil?
My whole life, 30 years.
30 plus years studying people. And then here I am with this organization I built, and I'm saying this is how I need to teach Kyle, Cater, and Terry and Tia how I profile. So for my media contestants or my media interviewees, this message, I don't know if it's clear to you, but it ain't clear to Nick, and it's not been clear to Hal and Ellen for years. And then I got more messages that I'm trying to deliver, right? And Jeff says, some people think you're talking in riddles. And I'm going like, I'm not talking in riddles. I'm trying to explain to them how to get rich.
Yeah, I did say that. I got a riddle for you.
Riddle me this.
How can, before you get down this road, it's just a simple thing ran through my mind just now. How can you pick out him if you're not him? You got to first look like him. I'm not literally, but you've got to be this person, or how are you going to figure out what you're looking for if you're not that person? Because you know what? All of us in this room have, in sociology we call them tellers. And one of my tellers is I talk with my hands, right? I know that. That's important. I know it because I know my tells. Because if I don't know my tells, how am I going to adapt to be what you need me to be in that conversation? 30 years I sit across from God knows how many, 160 plus CEOs. All of them were different. Now I was still Jeff, but I adapted. And if I thought that teller was going to cost me the contract, I got rid of that teller. But I couldn't get rid of the teller if I didn't know what it was. What are your tellers? What are you doing in a hot spot that if nobody, you're there to pick people, what if they wouldn't even pick you? I'm sorry, I just went off. But.
Okay. Well, Hal and Ellen, come back up here one more time. Let me have your mic. You stay with us, Josh. So, to me, here's the question is, if my ideal new agent is 27 years old, graduated at 22 from college, preferably a recognizable college, got a good job when they graduated, and still got it. And people are like, well, that ain't me. Okay, you are not who you're recruiting. That's right. They are not that person. But in their heart and the way they act, they are that person. Y'all hear what I'm telling you? How do y'all deal with this when y'all hear me saying stuff like this? 22, this is who we're trying to build it with. And some people get insulted. They think I'm talking about them.
Right.
Tell them.
It just...
Keep up higher.
Hal used to be that picture.
He was.
Hal was that picture. Exactly. He just, maybe about 5 years ago, not too long. And I was Mrs. whatever.
Yeah, Mrs. Lyons Alice.
Right. And considering we'd never grown up, so, it was real easy. Because in our minds...
They've never grown up. That's true.
In our minds, we're still that person.
Yeah.
That's how you connect, isn't it? Because you stayed young in your mind.
And then I have went another step. I hired Jacob Collier. So Jacob is this person that I hired on staff, and then he recruits this person. So I might say stuff, and it is a riddle to him, because he's like, that is old man talk right there. And I don't know I'm doing it, but then Jacob is my interpreter, yeah. My midterm, my person that makes it okay who I am. You with me?
I got you. Yeah.
So when you get your first person that's right, when you get the second person, you've got momentum now because you can let them talk. You with me? Mm-hmm. But I have people, they'll get a good one, and then they'll get another one, and then they don't want them to talk. I'm trying to get them together because I know they'll stick better because they relate.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I almost like don't let me talk to them. Don't let me talk to them, because they'll be like, I don't want to work for this old person. So I let them talk to the other young people. So I know what I'm trying to do, and I don't let, here's what it is. I don't let my ego get involved where I've got to be the man. Mm-hmm. I want to be rich, not right. I want to be wealthy, not the star.
That's right.
Does that make sense? Mm-hmm. And then, so a lot of times, yeah, I'll just leave it at that. My results are more important than my ego and my feelings. Mm-hmm. Okay. I think y'all are a great example of that, and I like the people y'all are starting to recruit and starting to build with. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Y'all grab another seat. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you, Hal. I'm going to do this graph thing.
Yeah, that graph, you're talking about,
All right.
I like that graph.
So what's going to happen, Josh, you will start hiring people, talking to people. I'm okay with a no. I'm okay with I ain't interested. I'm okay with that. All right, I'm okay with that. I need for you to fail on a rapid basis, okay? But you are going to talk to people and they say yes, 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 yes. But what's happened is I don't know that they're the right person that you actually are going to have a great person to start building your organization with. I don't know that they're awesome, okay? So here's what happens. For most people, they start interviewing, and when they say, I like it, I want to do it, they go like, this is my guy. What I start doing immediately over time, I interview and I'm going, nope, 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 like you would not believe. And then I get a person and I go, you know what, let me take it a little bit higher. Did y'all hear me? Like he moved higher. Let's move higher. So I went deeper. I asked him where he went to school. He said ECU, East Carolina University. I know ECU. People all the way to Texas know ECU, East Carolina University. West Coast people not going to recognize it, but pretty much the East Coast will recognize that university. Morehouse people recognize, but people hit with this TCI or TCU or BBB, and you're like, what is that? Like, I don't never heard of that university, and then they say it, and it's nothing wrong with those universities. And then other people are like, well, you can't hold a kid down because he didn't go to a big university. I'm not holding nobody down, but I'm not going to evaluate. I'm not going, if he didn't go to school at all, I'm not going to slow down right here because it takes so much time. See, it's almost discriminatory, if you want to call it that. If you want to call me discriminatory, call me discriminatory. I call it discretionary. I got a Lamborghini that's hard to get in and out of. If I'd have got that thing 15 years ago, I'd probably drive it every day. Now I'm like, daggum, I got a plan before I get in that thing.
We called it, he's trying to focus in, right? We called it in the office a while ago, we called it eliminating. We got to eliminate quickly people that are not in your lens, these people on the edge.
Is this your 4th year?
Yes, sir.
So what I'm doing is, he's in this category. I'm trying to decide if he's going to go to this category. What's your last name again, Josh?
Maffeo.
Lafayette. Is your parents from here?
Yes, my father is from Gibsonville, North Carolina.
What kind of work does he do?
He's an insurance agent,
For who?
Allstate Insurance. He's actually the reason I got into this.
But why did you get with us if he's in Allstate?
So my dad told me, originally I went to school to be a physical therapist. And he told me that he's like, I don't think insurance is for you. I don't think you should take this route. And I said, well, I like to help people. And I think that's what I'm going to go to school for. And one night, one of his agents got in a car accident and didn't make it out alive. And he went and he brought the check to his wife. It's for $1 million. And he said, you'll never have to worry about anything ever again. And that kind of hit here for me. So I was like, I want to help people in this way. So I decided I want to get into insurance. And Jacob, went me in on this discussion. I said, hey, I got something good you should look into.
So did you tell Jacob that you were thinking about insurance?
Yes. Yeah, I told Jacob I was looking for something different. I'd been at Chick-fil-A for 7 years. And he said, well, I got...
Did Jacob work at Chick-fil-A?
He did.
Okay.
And he told me he had this
Chick-fil-A is a good
opportunity.
training program, too. Because usually the kids that go to work there, their parents encourage them to go to work there because they like the ethics, they like the morals, they like the what do you call it, the hostess type mentality, the server mentality. They like off on Sundays.
Yeah.
So what happens is, if you're looking at a group of people at McDonald's or a group of people at Chick-fil-A, I would interview these people longer than I would interview these.
Mm-hmm.
Does that make sense? You say, well, that's not right. You shouldn't treat Hardee's and McDonald's like that. You run your business like you want to. I'll run mine like I want to.
Yes, sir.
And if you want to copy me, copy me. But if you want to keep doing it your way and keep talking to these Maccadees people, that's fine with me. But I'm going to quickly, if I've got an option between the two, I'm going to spend more time with this kid than that kid.
And Andy, another thing about that McDonald's, because I studied all these fast food restaurants, went around and did all these things, experiments. And so I found this to be true. So what he's saying is backed up by data. It's just history. You got to judge it by history. But what I found in sociology is the difference between Chick-fil-A and McDonald's is I see his front stage behavior. Let's say we had you stand up here near McDonald's, and I see the same front stage behavior. You're able to fake it for a while. But your backstage behavior, what I can't see right now, what you do when I'm not around, I already kind of got a good inkling that his backstage behavior is in alignment with his front stage behavior because of where he works, because I know what they do and scrutinize to get people to be on that staff. I know also how McDonald's picks people, so therefore I'm not sure there's a connection or a good connection between her front stage and her backstage. She may act like a fool back there making my food, but on the counter, she may be pretty, customer service.
All right, so the question is, can you recognize them up front? Now, here's my thing. He's only 21 or 22 years old. I like him 27. So what do I do about this? I've got to wait until he turns 27. But I could get him to that mentality by the time he's 23 or 24. I could. He's going to grow to be 27. It's harder to get a 55-year-old to grow to be 27 because they know everything by the time they're 55. You can ask them anything, and they'll tell you the answers. And then you ask them, well, tell me about your bank account. Well, I don't talk about that. Your money that you got in the bank don't necessarily tell you who you are. But if they had it, then they'd want to talk about it. Because they ain't got it, they act like that ain't got nothing to do with it. And see, I get pissed, aggravated, annoyed, and all this emotion crap takes a wear and tear on me. So I just don't talk to them. I just say, what's up? Give my old big, give me this right here. Give me, yeah, baby, yeah, good to see you, man. You're going to kill this thing, bro. Who you hired by? Terry? Oh, Terry's awesome. Like, you wouldn't believe how nice I am to these people. I am so nice. But I'm not going to ask them the things I'm asking them because I already know. You with me? I know the answers. But what my staff will do sometimes, they'll get involved in this person's life and start telling me about them. I'm like, dude, I know what this 55-year-old, I know about them. And then people say, well, Andy, you can't discriminate and only hire young people. Give him a contract. Give him some leads. Invite him to the meeting. No time. Does that make sense? No time. But he wants it. He needs it. You with me? And I'm going like, okay, if he wants it and needs it, tell him to come to meet and sell some insurance. Things easy as everything. It's easy as everything to win in this business, but not if he brings on other people who are headaches and don't want to do it the right way. I've never seen us recruiting the right people like we are right now, and I've never seen as many people stick like they're sticking right now. So I feel like I'm preaching to the choir saying, find me Alliance Aiden, but I'm also teaching it harder and stronger than I ever have. Okay? All right, so what happens is I start evaluating here, going, this guy, I'm up in here, I'm evaluating more. So what's up with your mom?
She works in shipping and receiving.
What city?
In Burlington.
He lives in Gibsonville, she lives in Burlington.
No, sir. My family lives together in Burlington. But
they live together in Burlington.
Yes, sir.
So he works in Gibsonville. So they both live in Burlington. Same house?
Yes, sir.
All right, good. And brothers or sisters?
2 sisters. Ashley and Lauren.
Older or younger?
Younger.
Okay. College yet or still in high school?
One's in college at ECU, one's in high school.
2 at ECU. What's up with your family in ECU?
We're all ECU graduates, sir.
Is your parents ECU graduates?
My mom and dad are not, actually, but everybody else in the family is. So.
Why? What made? I mean, you mean cousins, uncles?
Cousins, uncles, grandparents. But my dad's graduated from Elon University.
Ah. Okay. You see how he's moving up the less problems in his life to have to deal with. Right? So if I talk to him, I'm not going to deal with the problems that this person right here gives me. What problems do they give you? Dude, God, do y'all not have problems with your parents? And if your parents are divorced, now you got a new daddy. You got to keep track of the new daddy or the new mama. And then you got these adopted brothers and sisters. And they all got weddings and birthdays and jealousies. And then what if your new daddy gives you more than they give them? Ah! You with me? I'm inheriting all of your problems when I start working with you. You with me?
Yes, sir.
You understand what I'm telling you?
Yes, sir.
I have enough problems of my own without hiring problems. And then people say, well, do you think this person down here have you seen how I ain't got time to go through it, but he had a mama and a daddy. But the daddy, they divorced, so this one married another one, left. This one right here stayed single, but they had a date, and a date. And they're still dating these 3 guys. Right? And then the other one married another one. I'm confused right now. I'm confused. If this was me, I would be crazier than I already am. Now watch this. This one falls in love with a new mama, he gets a divorce. So now the mama's out there, and damn if he don't marry another one. So now you got to keep track of this one's birthday, this one's birthday. And if she gets cancer, you don't know whether you're really supposed to help her or not.
God.
You don't know. It's confusing as hell. And then one of them moves in. And you're thinking, when the hell am I going to college? Right? This is a different person than this person. People say, what if this is me? Bless your heart. I don't know what to tell you. My idea would be simplify. If I were you, I'd focus on you. And I would tell them I love them. And I'm going to be rich. And I'm going to send y'all great presents when I get rich. And I'm sorry, but I've got, here's a line for you. Y'all taught me priorities. Y'all taught me responsibility. Y'all taught me loyalty. And I love y'all. But I can't come to that event because y'all taught me priorities, responsibility, loyalty, and love. So I'm sorry that I can't come to that funeral or to the hospital or to the wedding because I have prior commitments. That's your word, prior commitments. Use that a lot. But you see, I'm having to teach this person to say that. You, on the other hand, you have your butt at the meetings.
Yes, sir.
Or I'm going to tell your daddy.
Mm-hmm.
Does that make sense?
Yes, sir.
You know, I like this kid, though.
He's all right. Don't let him his head swell up. That's the other thing I got to be careful about.
Well, you know what? Do y'all notice something? Everybody needs a job, but everybody wants a job. And I found out really fast that he moved from need to want for me when he did one thing. He told me about that check and how it made him feel. And I knew he's not a need a job, he's a want a job. Because I'm going to waste my time on a bunch of need. Everybody needs a freaking job.
Because if AA hires this kid right here, and he explains to me this situation, this situation, this situation, this situation, this situation, and then he don't come to a convention because of that, you know what I'm going to say? I don't blame you. That's what I would do. Mm-hmm. I can't get mad at him for falling for their shenanigans because he's been dealing with their shenanigans all his life, so he got mental issues going on because of them.
Yeah.
Okay? You don't show up something, we got a problem. That would shock me if he don't show up for something. Does that make sense? Because his daddy and his mama, you have no idea the problems they've been through with them 3 kids. Right? And they stuck with it. They stuck together somehow. I don't know, but they did. So somehow he's going to expect you to go to those meetings. Does that make sense? So what happens is this person, these people right here are more likely to have pressure from their parents and uncles and cousins that they do the right thing. This one has prepared excuses to point to. Does that make sense? So then the problem comes in. Now watch this. As you get better and better, right? You get the Baliks, you get the Miles Gatos, you get the you got the different kids that their dads were doctors and lawyers and attorneys and football coaches and professional football players. They've got extreme pressure to perform. But so we have an opportunity that we put them in front of. So here's what people are trying to do. When they interview, when a lot of people interview, they're telling this new person how great NAA is. What I do, what AA does, I start asking them questions. They're really nice to meet you. How'd you find out about us? Well, I answered a Craigslist ad that you ran, Andy. I go, great. Let me ask you something. I want to tell you all about our leads. I want to tell you everything we do, I can't wait to tell you. Can I ask you one question? What kind of work you been doing? When you ask a person, like if I ask Ron or Steve, which one's Steven? Steven? Justin? I promise you, if I start asking you about your family, you're not going to ask me what the hours are here. You with me? You're not going to ask me how much leads cost. If I'm asking questions about you, you're going to be perfectly happy. So if it's a 35-minute, what's your name, sir? Rodney. Rodney, if it's a 30-minute conversation and I let you talk about you the whole time, you will walk away thinking that I'm brilliant and I have a great opportunity. But what most people do, they tell you how great the opportunity is, and people don't want to hear it. I ask you because what I'm doing is I'm trying to decide where you fall on the curve. You say, well, what if he falls up here and don't like the program? What do you want me to do? What if he falls down here and does like the program? I'm looking for one up here that likes the program. Is this helping? Yeah. What am I not?
Well, he's teaching you how to discriminate amongst people, quicker. But you guys are doing it to some degree, but not all the way. Use what he does. I mean, I watch him do it. Go into the office and watch him do it sometime. Take notes. Watch him perform that magic that he does, because it's like wearing, we did it in the office while it's like wearing glasses. He's got clear glasses on. He can see everybody in the room. Some of you wearing rose-colored glasses, and you're painting a picture of these people that's not true because you want them to be something so bad, or you need them to be that way, and you're not seeing the truth. You're seeing what you want it to be, not what it is. And you got to get rid of that cloudy stuff that's going on and get a little clear about what you're looking at and quit wishing. I'm wishing he's going to be something. Andy just said, hey, if he's not, move on. Right?
All right, come here. So yes, there's two things when I'm talking to this person. Switch hands with that mic.
Yes, sir.
So what you know about this person is Josh, right?
Yes, sir.
So I'm interviewing questions, but I'm doing things that pull him into the program. So if you counted the number of times I've said Josh, if you counted the number of times I've come in physical contact and left contact, there's so many things I'm doing. The other thing is I've taken him and I've put this expectation on him higher. He's like, holy crap, he expects me to win, right? And now you get this phenomenon that Jeff talks about is people don't want to let you down. The other, I hadn't got time to tell you all the psychological stuff, but people love certainty more than they love a high percentage chance of winning. Like if I gave you a 90% chance of winning $100,000 and then a 100% chance you'll win $5,000, most people take the $5,000, like 90% of the time. So let me explain something to you. You cannot fail. You can't fail. This is 100% guaranteed. All you got to do is go to the meetings, listen to our audio, and read the books. You can't fail. It's 100%. People love that certainty. The other thing people love is things they already got. So if I build a relationship with somebody that's committed to something, he don't want to lose the relationship. That's why when I text people, they text me back because they don't want to lose the relationship. But if you don't build a relationship, you got no relationship. And if you build a relationship with the wrong people, they drive you crazy because they don't want to lose you, and they ain't selling nothing. They ain't selling nothing, but they don't want to lose the relationship. And you want to lose the relationship, but you know that's not a good program, so you're nice to the wrong people. Does that make sense? Mm-hmm. So these football coaches, they don't have athletes that they don't want to recruit. They don't get tight to them. Now, the last part is, I'm going to have to get, okay, this is for the guy that says, I'm not him. My mom and daddy ain't perfect. I go, I'm with you, man. I'm glad that y'all's were, but my parents didn't go to college. I've said this, I've never seen my parents' teeth. They didn't have teeth, neither one of them. They were gumming it when I was a kid. To me, I didn't come from a rich Yale and ECU. I didn't have no uncles. You with me? It was like, so in this business, you're judged by what you do. So when you hire somebody that had a job at McDonald's, when you hire somebody 55, explain to them the poster of who you want them to hire, and then show them the 4 basics. Now, what happens when I line up 4 of these Alliance Aidens, I teach them these 4 basics. I teach them to get a check or call somebody. I teach them to get referrals. I teach them to find the money, and I teach them how to recruit. and then I watch what they do. So I could have a 50-year-old become an Alliance Aiden. If this 50-year-old does this, or I don't care if they're 52, like Hal and Ellen. You with me? I don't care how old they are. It's based on what they do. I don't care if you went to college. I don't care if you have illegitimate children from 3 different, almost got married. I don't care if you don't have but one leg. I don't care. I don't care. Does that make sense? Like, I'm not mad at you. But I watch what you do. And if you hire people that are terrible and you want me to talk to them, that kills me. And if you tell me that you've hired 5 55-year-olds and you're smoking Terry Edwards' team, let me see the numbers. But what I see is Terry Tia hiring the right model people, and they're passing everybody. I see Ed Soto, hiring the right type people, passing everybody. The people that are hiring the right football players, the right basketball players, the right business people are smoking the people that are hiring the wrong kids. So if you're 50 and you're hiring the wrong people and your numbers suck, your team sucks. I had people come to me all the time, my team is dumb and they won't do nothing. I'll be like, what are you going to do, coach? It's your team. You picked them. And here's what they say. Nobody good gets on my team. I'm like, yeah, right. So you suck, right? You know what I mean? Like, you're terrible. You're terrible. So what you need to do is change. First tip, get a Tic Tac, right? That breath's killing me, right? Okay, when people come to hot spots, and I was looking at the band, the difference, the way the hot spots dress. If your hot spot looks like, if they don't look good, you know what I mean? Like, if they don't have on ties and jackets and vests, a super sharp kid comes in, ECU graduate, got on his tie because he heard it was a business meeting, and everybody's got it on T-shirts and shirt tails out. This is a business meeting at night, right? Or they got on, just thug clothes, or, you know what I'm saying? So, or just knit shirts. Like what Nick's got on is fine for this, but it's not an opportunity meeting. So this kid comes in, look for an interview, and the whole meeting looks like a bunch of thugs. He's like, I'm not into this network marketing bull crap. I'm looking for a business. I was looking for an opportunity to join some business people. And so what happens is, he says, I'm fired up, but he walks away thinking, I'm not impressed with this crowd. So we say, well, what if everybody in my meeting dresses bad? Do I come in there and stand out? Yes. And go try to find one more other person who will stand out with you. And then eventually, you guys overpower the ones that won't dress that way. You say, couldn't we just talk to them and tell them? They're watching the show. If they watch the show and they don't change, you talking to them is not going to get them to change. So what you do is you set the example and give them an opportunity to change. Give them time to change. Give them time to dress up their meeting. And then some people say, well, not everybody has a suit. Take them to, is it still the Salvation Army? That's what we used to do with people. Goodwill. We used to take people to Goodwill in our business 20 years ago, and we'd say, come on, I'll show you how to get it. And we'd get something to fit them, and we'd take it to the dry cleaner, cost $14. Boom, we're in business. You with me? And they wore that same thing every week. I remember people, I have people today that are making $200,000, that's the way we start. But you got to, and people say, like, well, if they care what we look like, we don't want them. You're judging yourself. They're judging. Does that make sense? And then I have some people go in debt to buy cars, go in debt to buy houses to make themselves look good. And I go, bro, that's different when you're going in that kind of debt. We're talking about a couple $50 or $100 to dress right and look good for every meeting. We're not talking about going in debt and all that kind of crazy stuff. Does that make sense? Because like what I started the show with enthusiasm, show them the enthusiasm and dress sharp and do the best with what you got to work with. So before Alliance Aiden, I ask a lot of questions and then I'll rank them. So here's the question, the guy that said, Andy, how do you balance? In selling, I book appointments. I will spend a fortune to book appointments. I'm not as big on door knocking. I would rather go in debt and buy leads. That's why we have leads. Now, the only time you door knock is, don't get me wrong. Those of you who want to go on Saturdays and spend all day to book 6 appointments, yay. But if you call from 8 a.m. till 8 p.m., you should be able to book 16 or 25 appointments. You go door knocking, you might get 6. See the difference? 16 or 25, 6. You compress time. So get as many leads as you can get your hands on to compress time. Because you can make more money. You can print money, but you can't print time. So what happens is when you look at the leaderboards, the people that are selling a lot and recruiting, they're working more with the people that are capable and they're booking more appointments. See the trick? They're not doing door knocking and they're not going to meet. I got one guy, he goes to 3 meetings a week. He's going to that meeting all day, this meeting all day, goes to church on Tuesdays, church on Sundays, and prayer meeting on Wednesdays. And next thing you know, he ain't got time to sell or recruit. Or you get people that talk to one guy and they talk to him. Like, bro, you're trying to get, who was it? Somebody, you're trying to get a water spout out of a mud puddle or some kind of crazy thing. I say, huh? You get water out, trying to get blood out of turnip. You're trying to make a silk purse out of a sow's ear. You can't. Yeah, chicken salad out of chicken poop. And you ain't Jesus. I got text me the other day, told me I ain't Jesus. I got news for you. You ain't Jesus neither. You can't turn the water into wine. You can't do it. You know what I mean? You're wasting your time. So what happens is they're trying to sell and they're trying to recruit, but they're beating their head against the wall as opposed to finding easy recruits and easy sales by booking appointments. I will spend all the money in the world to find the right guy and all the money in the world to get me more leads. Does that make sense? Money's replaceable. Time's not replaceable. That's what I love about my jet is I can get here and there. I can be in so many. It's like a miracle that I can get time. I can travel the time in such a small amount of time. But money we can make more of. We know how to. You can either make $100 an hour, $500 an hour, $10,000 an hour, but you can't make hours. Does that make sense? So wasting time with the wrong people, and then the same thing when I'm starting to work with some of these young guys. They've got to do this, or I'm going to push them away from the relationship, and I'm going to pull the ones that do these 4 basics closer to me. This is my whole deal. Simple stuff, Terry, they must do. Simple stuff they must do. Keep NatCom front of thinking. How many people, Terry, how many people do you have coming to our national convention? Number 1 concept. National convention. Most important number you can give me is how many people on your team are coming to national convention. Number 2, when you hire somebody, give me 2 good-looking, sharp, ambitious Alliance Aidens underneath them. When you hire somebody, get 2 under them. Every time. You get the right person and then put 2 right people underneath them. Because that way, when I hire you, when you hire somebody, your odds went up. You tripled your odds of having a person that'll do it by getting 2 under them. Do and teach the 4 basics. Thought I had more on there.
This is going to get simpler if you realize something that I realize, he realizes, you two realize from our generation. Just pass this along to the young people. And I know you don't want to hear from old people saying this, but we realize one thing that makes us successful is this is not a choice. When you realize things are not a choice, then you're going to gain choices. This is not a choice. See, the millennials, you want to say, well, I've got a choice. I can go or not go. I never thought I had a choice. I had to show up to work. I didn't know that I could stay home. I didn't know if I felt bad, it meant I could stay home. But your generation has figured out, I think I got a choice. No, that's the problem. Learn from that. Take that we have and pass it along. I feel like I call him, because I don't know him, I call him an old soul, because he's figured that out. I think that he doesn't have a choice. And guess what? One day, 20 years from now, when we meet his 20-year-old older self, he's going to have a lot more choices than his friends.
Last thing. Here's what I want President's Club to do. Here's what I want Alliance University to do. Let's work on these 4 basics, and let's have a curriculum. Number 1, get them covered with a check or get somebody on the phone. Okay, I think we've done that pretty good. So what Alliance University numbers go with this? Referrals. I need to know what Alliance University goes with the ERS system. I need for you, if you're going to be my Alliance Aiden, Nick, I need for you to get really good at these 4 things. And what he said, you don't have a choice. That's how you move. If you want to play football at NC State, you got to work out. You got to get stronger, or you don't play. And if you less you work, you go to the bench, further on the bench. And it's not a threat. I don't have the time to work with the wrong people. I only work with the righter people, the ones that are more right. I need to find money in the house and do annuities. I need people that are doing annuities, and I need people that are recruiting. So that's the 4 basics of being in the house. We need, so Andy Lee, when you're doing these talks for President's Club, create me a list under each one of these categories where you can drive people to be great at the 4 basics. So it's getting good quality material to start with. Chicken salad's a lot easier to be made with chicken meat than chicken excrement. And then, once you got the chicken meat, let's taste it. Let's watch it and see what happens. And either they perform or they don't perform, and then they perform to a degree or not. The other grading factor is the 8 steps. Do they do the 8 steps to success on a factor of 1 to 10? If they're a 1, they're terrible. If they're 10 on step 1, great, and just go down the steps. So you're constantly in your head trying to pick who's going to be your starter, who's going to be your bench warmer, who's going to be your water boy, who don't get a jersey, who don't get to go on a travel team. You're nice to everybody. We're not discriminating based on who your mom and daddy is or your accent. We're discriminating based on do. When I heard that part, Josh, I got fired up. I hope you get excited about it.
Yes,
that
sir.
wraps up a TWC. Thank y'all for plugging in. We love y'all.